Guys, welcome to the white gel pens demo. Today I wanted to share with you how to use the white gel pens. So this is my favorite white gel pen. It's the Uniball Signo brand gel pen, and it is awesome. It's just a great all-over pen. The first thing reason I love it so much is because when you're working on a piece of black paper or navy paper, dark paper, you can actually get this really beautiful bright white color here that is so nice and really gives you nice heavy contrast on dark colors. So you can go in, if you like to do like Zentangles or kind of doodling, you get this really beautiful bright color and it just looks amazing every time. If you ever have one of these white gel pens and it's not working, I recommend, weirdly enough, if you actually color right on your finger, sometimes the oils in our fingers will get the ball rolling again, which is a great way to kind of use a pen that maybe you think isn't working anymore, because sometimes the little Uniball ball there will dry up with the ink on it, and rolling it on our fingers will get it to work again. So in case you're ever having that problem, now you know what you need to do to get it fixed. If that still doesn't work, come on by and I'll show you my non-official way of getting that unclogged. So that's just the first way to use these great pens. So the second thing I wanted to share with you is actually really cool. So what we're going to do here is I'm actually going to flip this over a piece of black here so I can actually color on this and show you my idea. Here we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I wanted to share with you about using some of your other other watercolors you might have, and using them in kind of a fun way, so that then you can use your white gel pen on top of that. So if working with a black piece of paper, you can actually work with this. It's a mica watercolor set, and what's cool about that is that it actually will show up on black paper and on white paper, which is just really, really neat and really fascinating. So what I want to do is I want to kind of create some kind of little color swatches here, just some little circles of color, and you'll see here how even just a little bit of color shows up beautifully on this black paper. It's just absolutely stunning colors here. So I'm just going to kind of go in here and kind of just do some little coloring, pick up some of these other colors here. I'm not sure you can see up there, but you can see this metallic look here. Oh gosh, so beautiful. I'm just adding some more silver here. And the green. And when I'm playing with the white gel pen, especially when I'm doing this technique, I'm really wanting colors that are going to have nice contrast behind a white. So I might not use so much like whites or silvers or like really light colors. I want kind of a nice contrast because I want to actually color on top of these with white, and I want them to be really stand out. So that's why I'm not using colors that are really light. I want to use a color that's going to give me nice contrast. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to do some kind of groupings here. Just kind of giving you an idea. Now you want to let that totally dry. So now that I've shown you what I've done here, I'm going to go to my other paper that I've already colored on to kind of show you, and I always have the exact same colors, but you'll get the idea here by having your mica colors down. Okay, so now we're going to go in and use the white gel pen. So again, my inks here have totally dried. I switched out with my wet one, so now I can have my lighter colors here. So because we know that a white gel pen will show up beautifully on the black paper, I'm gonna start out by doing some little dot groupings. A dot grouping is a big dot and two little dots right next to it, and then you can do these single little dots kind of here and there just to kind of break that up a little bit. I kind of wanted to create kind of a fun art piece. I don't know if you guys can see what I've done here, just the tiny little white dots kind of here and there. Again, the white pen is just fun for doodling. But the other thing you can do is you can actually go in here. I'm actually going to outline some of my little blobs here. And I'm already noticing that this color, when it dried, is actually not as dark as I thought it originally was, but that's okay. I'm just going in here and I'm actually just going to kind of doodle just right on top of this, and kind of create just kind of a fun and funky kind of a design. What I love about doodling and drawing with like gel pens and other fun pens is that I don't really have a plan. It's just kind of go and just kind of see what happens. And so I really encourage you guys to do the same thing, just to kind of play and just kind of see what your mind can create with the colors and tools that are in front of you. I never want to tell people, oh, you have to create this or you have to create this, because I never want you to feel like you're being discouraged from creating something that brings you true joy. And I always really want you to make things that you're inspired by. So if you pick up a pen, you're like, oh, this is a nice pen. Sometimes a nice pen makes all the difference for the inspiration. Like, oh, I could do this, or look how fun this is to draw these little dots, and the little dots are perfect. I mean, there's so many different things you can do there, and just kind of inspired by the color that's on the page. Like, oh, this could be like a planet, or this could be a flower, or, you know, you can just kind of really take your mind to any direction that, you know, you want to go. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you because I just love this idea. I just love it. And look at all these little fun doodles that you can do. Oh, isn't that so cool? How when the light catches it one way, you can't really see the colors, but then as you fold it the other way, you can really see that vibrancy. Oh, isn't that just fun? Anyways, the world of white gel pens, it's just fantastic. So anyways, that's just another fun little thing you can do. Taking it from one point to the other, you know, adding a little extra, okay? So now I want to play with the amazing world of Color Burst with you. So Color Burst is one of my all-time favorite things. It is so cool. So Color Burst is this stuff. It's a powdered watercolor, actually, and you may recognize some of these containers. So what I did was I actually squirted out some of these colors into a little palette here. So I squirted out a little bit of green, and again, it's just kind of a powder, and I already watered that one down. Let's get a different color in here. I might as well do the brown, the burnt umber. And then I also used the Merlot and the indigo, as well as the Thalio green. This is a water brush here, and what I'm going to do is actually just squirt out a little bit of water into that just to kind of make a nice concentrated watercolor. So powdered watercolors, they move with water. So by adding a little bit of water to this, and there actually being quite a bit of powder there, what we're actually creating is very vibrant colors. So what I wanted to do is, just like we were doing before, put down just kind of these circles of color. But what I love about Color Burst is that this color is intensely dark. I mean, it is beautiful. Their colors are rich, they're stunning, they're vibrant. Of all of the watercolors I've ever worked with, Color Burst is the most incredible. I mean, look how much pigment is in here. It's just, oh, and the colors are just so clean and consistent. They just look absolutely fantastic. So if you're ever playing with this and you're like, wow, my colors are not really as vibrant as hers, you probably just need to add more powder to your little tiny pool of water there, because that powder is going to be very, very concentrated watercolor, and the darker you want your colors to be, the more powder you'll need to add to it. Okay, so that's how that is done. All right, so also what's really cool is you can go in here and you can kind of create a color and then pick up some of your other color to kind of create your, like you're mixing your colors, but you can mix the colors right here on the paper. So you kind of get that lighter center and then that darker outer. Here we'll mix this kind of the brown and we'll mix the green together, get some really cool kind of earthy tones. But yeah, Color Burst, if you guys have not played with it, I highly recommend it because it is fantastic to play with. And I know technically we're working on the white gel pen demo. I do realize that, and we're going to get back to that in just a second. I just wanted to share this amazing world of Color Burst with you because I can't get over it. It's incredible. So I want this to be kind of a fun art piece, so I'm going to actually do a little splatter background here, just because I want to make it just a little bit more fun. Okay, a little artsy there. All right, so I need to let this dry, so luckily I've pre-done this ahead of time. So in that way, I'm going to actually add a little bit more splatter onto mine really fast. Okay, so here we have the one from earlier. Again, you can see even as the colors dry, so here's the colors when they're wet and here's the same colors when they're dry, you can see how beautiful. Oh no, my splatter! I forgot my splatter hadn't dried. Well, that's okay. We'll put the splatter on here and maybe I'll do a fun and different kind of art piece a little bit later, but that's okay. All right, not a problem, not a problem. We're just gonna let this dry just for a minute. I cannot believe I just smeared that after just talking about it. Oh my gosh. Oh, such is my life. That's not a problem. Well, we'll just see what happens here. My big sections of color are at least all dry. But that just makes me laugh how that happened. Not a problem. We'll go back into our other ones. Oh, they're not quite dry yet. No! No! Oh well, that's okay. All right, we're gonna take our white gel pen and play anyway. All right, so on these more vibrant colors. Okay, so I let that one dry a little bit because I liked that it didn't have to smear in it. The other one was driving me crazy. Okay, so now once you have your color burst swatches down and they've dried, then you can take your white gel pen, and because this color is so gorgeous, the white gel pen actually shows up absolutely beautifully on here. Just look how fun this is. So I am, in case you guys didn't realize this, I'm a doodler. I love to doodle and draw and just kind of get creative with things. So like I said, I really encourage you guys to kind of play with those kind of concepts and things because, like I said, there's just so much you can do with it. And it's really cool to see how the color shows up on the color of the white gel pen shows up on the different colors of the watercolors there. Because the more contrast you get, the cooler the design is. So I just wanted to play with you guys and show you all of the cool ideas of things that you could do to really inspire your brain and kind of just help you start thinking outside the box. So that way you can go and buy, fun little gel pens and things, and then start playing with your watercolors and really start exploring that amazing world of the white gel pen. So you can see here the effect that it has. Isn't that just so cool? Oh, and I love this one right here, the kind of earth tones that they're kind of creating here, the browns and the greens together. When you're playing with this, it's kind of fun too to kind of go along that shape of the blob and kind of, the circle here, and kind of playing with the different things that you can create and the different kind of effects that you can kind of create. Here, kind of going off the edge a little bit and kind of breaking that up and kind of looking like they're all kind of individual pieces of color is kind of cool. We're kind of adding in some like little lines kind of here and there. So anyway, it's just some fun ideas to kind of just start to get the creative juices flowing. Isn't that fun? Okay, so now I want to play with, or kind of show you some other kind of cool ideas with your white gel pen. Okay. So you can kind of create some kind of fun ideas if you have kind of a darker kind of background and you wanted to kind of create some like fun kind of designs and things. And you can use your white pen to kind of create on pattern papers or on other things. So then that way you can kind of create some like kind of cool doodles and things, which can also be kind of fun because you can use your pattern papers in new and different ways. Okay. Now if you have paper that has kind of a dark image on it, what you can even do is you can go in and you can add like highlights and details and things. I'm going to show you that in just a second. I wanted to color this in just a little bit. I kind of like the idea of kind of doing doodles and creations on weird surfaces or on weird things like on pattern paper or on something that you maybe wouldn't normally create on. Just because, like I said, it really can kind of inspire you in a weird way. Like, you know what, maybe I want to create on this or I want to create on this. So let's get out some darker pattern papers and bring some things to life. So here we can take this purple paper that has kind of, it's the backside of this fruit paper, and this has kind of a dark floral image to it, but check this out. You can find your image here and you can actually pull out and kind of trace some of these images on here and actually really bring them to life and really help them kind of stand out a little bit. So kind of taking a paper that maybe has kind of a more toned down kind of appearance and kind of pattern to it and actually adding some of these lines, and I'm actually honestly just tracing on this design on my background here. So then that way I can really have more control of this and make sure that I'm really actually creating that shape. So normally you may not feel comfortable drawing some things, but you can actually go in and kind of trace something and kind of bring some of those ideas and some of those shapes to life and kind of pull that out. So that's kind of a fun way to use your gel pen on something that you may already have. And I love this here. This word here says apricot, and again it has kind of this really beautiful filigree that maybe I wouldn't personally be able to replicate, but we can go in here and kind of create that kind of beautiful kind of lettering here just by tracing that and kind of again bringing that to life, kind of again using your white gel pen in a way that maybe you had not quite considered yet. You can also take your snowy kind of background kind of paper and create, I know it's going to create just a little bit more coloring here, but you can actually kind of create kind of a snowy little scene. Of course, this I'm just using my white pen here, and I'm actually going to just kind of color this in. But we'll go in here, kind of add this, and then kind of put my little chimney here, and your little chimney smoke. And actually, I want my house to kind of look like a little crosshatched little house here. You kind of create like a cute little scene here, and we'll write this word here that says winter wishes. And you can actually make your lettering a little bit more bold by going in and adding some fun patterns and some things to your letters, so then that way they look a little bit more bold. So adding like some little lines in between each of the letters, and you can see already that the word winter is actually standing out more and more as we add in some more pattern and some more lines into the word winter here. So you can actually use your snowy background, but then create your fun lettering on top of that. So again, just trying to use your pens and use your pattern papers in new or different ways, okay? So, and we'll say winter wishes. And I'm actually working with the white little dot that I already had there in order to get the dot on the eye of the wishes. And we might as well make a little snowbank over here. And so I'm not trying to color in my snow here. I'm actually going to kind of do this kind of cross-hatching kind of idea across my snow too. And then the sky is already snowy, so that actually worked out perfectly. And we can go back in, and then you get your fun kind of snowy kind of scene. Isn't that fun? All right. So there we have today's fun demo on the amazing world of the white gel pen. I hope that you guys learned some fun things and got some fun ideas and kind of how to feel inspired. I forgot to show you guys the sample, but this is just a standard watercolor palette, again with your white gel pens kind of on top of that. So you have those, and you have your color burst. So color burst, this is going to be standard watercolors, and then of course your mica watercolors, and then we have some fun ideas for using your white gel pen on some pattern paper. So there we have it. Hope you guys had lots of fun learning about the amazing white gel pens. I'll see you guys later. Have a fun day. Bye-bye.